morning again. Good morning, Althea.
Good morning.
Let's come together. Let's take our seats. And let's get ready for the ceremonies. I'm Luis Felipe Parente Rios, and I'll be your MC today. You can call me your Mr. of Ceremonies. We'll start off by making sure that our phones are off. Quieted down. We'll start with our land acknowledgement. If you'll check your feet, get grounded, get connected to the earth, as last week's message reminded us. And as we do this and we get connected to the earth, we remember who was here before us. The Ute people, the Cheyenne, the Arapaho, they walked this land way before even our four founding mothers dreamed up of this building. And they made this land more sacred because of that. We remember them. And we not only remember them, Althea is committed to putting actions to our words. So we partner with our Indigenous communities through Spirit of the Sun and Sisters of Color United, who are housed in this sacred building as well. And they work with activism, programming, education, to transform our community, especially our Indigenous community. And here at Althea, we affirm diversity. We affirm that we are a community of diverse spiritual seekers. We are growing in diversity of race, gender, and sexual orientation, age, ethnicity, backgrounds, physical abilities. We are evolving in consciousness, moving beyond the differences and dichotomies to embrace oneness, unity, and harmony. And we are ever more aware of the past and present biases and violences, and we're committed to being an open, safe, healing place for seekers like us to further our journey on our spiritual path toward awakening, the spirit of oneness and all. Right now, I would like to welcome any new people. Any new people today? New members, good morning, welcome, welcome. We have a special flower for you today. And if you'll join us after service, lunch is on us today. Okay? And if you can join us today, you can come back another time for lunch. So welcome. I believe Alice Brink will join us for our opening prayer now.
Good morning. Join me now and just let's quiet down the visual clutter and close our eyes. I invite you to allow your attention to drift down into your heart space. And from that center of your heart space, let's just rest for a few moments. Just take a couple of nice deep breaths there. Quiet the mind, connect with the heart. Father, Mother God, we're so grateful for this day, to be breathing in and out in this moment. We're so grateful as we observe spring bursting forth, and we can feel connected to that energy of rebirth, as we too are here to manifest the presence. For indeed, consciousness abides within us, and indeed, consciousness is us. Thank you so much for this opportunity to have the awareness that we are connected, we are one, we are vibrantly alive in this moment. Let's now allow that peace, that love, that beautiful radiant center to grow and expand outside of our physical being. Let's allow it to expand and connect to every soul in this room. Lighting up and being energy as we connect our energies to send the intention for peace, rebirth, growth, love, sending it out into greater Denver, greater Colorado, our beautiful country, down to the earth, up into the heavens. And now around the entire earth, knowing that as we change and we lift our vibration, we lift the collective vibration of the planet and every sentient and non-sentient being on it. I'm so grateful for this day. Just allow us to walk in the awareness today. In the name of the living, loving presence that is, so it is.
Now, if you'll welcome our dear friend Anna Julia Rose for a statement of being and a kiss of God.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Please stand and straight. Okay, I forgot my paper. Please stand as you're able. Join me in reading out the statement of being. And then after that, we'll sing a little ditty. God is all, both invisible and visible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. His one substance is all, perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. We are individualized expressions of God, and are ever one with perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance.
Today, there's a special treat. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for all of us. This is Rebecca Folsom. She is a Colorado singer-songwriter. Every lyric, every note, and every musical collaboration that carries the potency to change the world. With her new recording, Sanctuary, Rebecca is on a mission to do that one listener at a time. Today she gets to do that with all of them. Not just one listener. So moving with ease through her 4-octave range, she plucks the instrument of the heart with tender fearlessness and fiery passion, all meant to awaken unfettered aliveness. This is Rebecca Folsom.
So I'm going to play you a song that is the title track of the new album that we just released last month. And the album is currently #1 on the national folk radio charts, which we're super excited about. And we're really excited about that because the whole mission of the album is to take marginalized voices, people that are undervoiced, and listen to their stories and write songs and bring their music to the mainstream. So the reason I'm here is I met Chris on Channel 2 when I was singing on that. And he told me about this place, and what a beautiful space. I needed this today, so I'm super happy to be here. So this is Sanctuary. One voice rising in the darkness. One voice, no matter how small. One voice, each of us together becomes the one voice of us all. One voice, one word, one choice, each act of love, show us how. In one world we are brothers and sisters. One world is really rather small. One world, ours to care for. One world together, a sanctuary for all. And one voice, one world, and one choice. Love, show us how we can make a sanctuary, a safe refuge, a higher ground, one people living in one world, each act of love, show us how. Every wall that we break down, every hand that reaches out, everywhere that love is found, we're building a new dream. Every garden that we tend, every broken heart we mend, every battle that we end, we're building a new dream. Every wall that we break down, every hand that reaches out, everywhere that love is found, we're building a new dream. Every garden that we tend, every broken heart we mend, every battle that we end, we're building a new dream. Love, love, love. Just how we can make a sanctuary, a safe refuge, a higher ground, one people, one world, each act of love, show us how.
I'd just like to repeat those words. We are building a new dream. That's what we do here when we come together. And today, to continue our awesome Sunday, is Kevin Lockwood, a dear friend here at Althea. He is one of our candidates for spiritual director, and he's delivering our message today. He is a spiritual practitioner, intentional life journey coach, nonprofit director, and consultant for organizational change and excellence. He is known for helping people and organizations through their most difficult challenges. His work with the United Nations, Inter-American Development Bank, African Management Services Company, Children's Global Peace Project, and other game-changing organizations has helped create bright new opportunities in this modern society. He works from the inside out, revealing inspiration and genius that got left behind in the distractions of everyday life. And he envisions a world where every person realizes for themselves an energy of joy and excitement in expressing their unique passions as individual expressions of oneness. He lives in his happy home in Arvada, and joining us from Arvada with his loving wife, who's here today. Welcome, Kevin Lockwood.
So good morning, Althea. Good morning. Good morning, Althea. Yay. I love the lively response. I appreciate being here, giving the opportunity to speak today, and thank you for considering me for this space as your spiritual leader moving forward. My wife and I love being here. It's a home for us now. Today's talk is about change. And I was wondering where I got so inspired to be interested in change. And I realized growing up, my dad hated change. He grew up during the Depression. It was probably the most challenging change anyone had experienced during that time. And so I grew up wanting to be able to facilitate change in a way that was easeful, more flowing for people, organizations. Oh, hi up there, I missed you. And hi online, I missed you. So I had a whole talk prepared today for change. It's been my focus for 30 years. And then I ran into this quote. All great changes are preceded by chaos. And I kind of upset my apple cart on my talk. Because as a change manager, it's my job to help facilitate change before chaos happens. When you have a big vision of where you want to go with your life or with your organization, you can facilitate great change without disorder and confusion. So I'm like, I can't agree with this quote. I need to put on my hat of inquiry. Actually, I have a jacket of great inquiry. So, it comes with pants too, but this didn't feel like a life-threatening situation, so I figured just the jacket was enough. And so, if we're going to dive into chaos together and explore it intellectually, I need you to leave whatever idea you have of chaos behind, so we can go explore it with fresh minds together. The more we think we know how life works, the less open we are for how life can work. So let's dive into this. The first place I went, of course, was the dictionary, and it's exactly what I expected. Chaos is disorder and confusion. It's exactly what I try to prevent as a change manager. So I'm still not happy with the quote from Deepak yet, but then I saw the next definition in the dictionary, and I said, well, this is curious. Formless matter before creation, so unpredictable that it appears random. That sounds more metaphysical to me. That sounds life coming into form moment to moment with infinite possibilities. Now I'm getting curious. Are you getting curious? Have you got your jacket on? Where's the origin of this word, chaos? It comes from the Greeks. Again, it keeps showing up everywhere. Vast emptiness, void. I recognize that word void from Zen Buddhism, from Sufism, from spiritual mysticism. It is the origin of source and infinite possibilities coming into form moment by moment. I'm getting somewhere. Let's go to the encyclopedia. Sorry, I'm researching this. So in the encyclopedia, this word chaos and void are joined by other mystical words, abyss and nothingness. And they're all capitalized like we would capitalize source, oneness, infinite, when we're talking about God qualities. This is getting interesting. So chaos is the pure consciousness and undifferentiated reality. I read that, sounds pretty wordy, as a state of oneness, where we feel connected with the universe. And there's no difference between what's above and what's below. It's all one, undifferentiated reality. And when we empty the mind, of our busy thoughts of life, get ready for this, we're in a state of chaos. That's what I'm reading here. When we empty our life from the busy thoughts of, which sounds absolutely opposite of what we think chaos is. But the reason this is chaos, the empty mind, the mind likes to keep busy, likes to fixate on things, likes to worry, likes to keep us safe. And if we empty it out, that's a not safe place to go. The mind's not doing its job of keeping us safe. But when we enter this state of emptiness here, we're entering into the void, into the nothingness, into the abyss, into infinite possibilities and potential of life coming to form, and we're co-creating in connection with Source. This is where miracles happen. This is what our practice of New Thought's about. This is where spontaneous healing happens in our minds and in our bodies. This is not what I thought chaos was. Now we can get back to that original quote that spun me into chaos with a small c. All great changes are preceded by opening into the void. The vast, infinite potential of Source manifesting into form in logically unpredictable ways. Forgot to tell you I had jury duty a few weeks ago. Yeah. Now there's a process that truly appears random, right? Your selection for jury duty. But I went in there was hundreds of people there, and I noticed 4. There was nothing in particular about them. They were sitting in various places around the room. But then as things got rolling in the courthouse, I noticed those 4 people out of the hundreds that got called for jury duty. And then I did as well. There was something happening here, and it wasn't random disorder. Life was unfolding moment to moment in perfect synchronicity. How it always does, if we're paying attention. Otherwise it just looks or appears random. So now I'm excited about this new way to look at chaos. And we're going to dive a little bit deeper. So I hope you have your curiosity jackets on. This is my favorite part. Well, those numbers didn't come out too good, but what this data comes from something called Power versus Force, which is the study of human consciousness, and the Chaos Report. I can't make these things up. It's called the Chaos Report. It's a study of change management in business year to year. And both personally and in business, chaos of great change is experienced as disorder and confusion 80% of the time. It's where the definition in the dictionary comes from. Disorder and confusion, because that's our experience 80% of the time. We feel like life is happening to us. In the business world, that change is labeled a failure. It didn't meet the requirements, it went over budget, and lots of times it's completely canceled. Only 20% of the time is chaos of great change experienced as flowing possibilities of infinite potential with ease and grace. Only 20% of the time. I want more of that. How do I get more of that? Let me tell you an aside. This talk on chaos has been chaotic for me, both with a little c and a big C. And we'll give you a secret up front. Chaos with a big C is amazing stuff, infinite possibilities and potential, instantaneous healing. But it just stays just that until you can bring it into form. Infinite possibilities and potential. And after 2 weeks of sitting in chaos, I had about 3 days worth of material and no talk. That's when the mind says, this is disorder and confusion. Where are we going with it? But it's the opportunity to open into the infinite. It's scary, but that's where the magic happens. Well, now I remember where I was going. Sorry. It's challenging for the mind to go to this space. It can be difficult to open up into the infinite, to step to the edge of the void, the abyss, the complete nothingness and everythingness. And part of the reason I believe we're here at Althea is because we've stepped across into the void, and we do it often, and it's challenging for the human mind. And I'm wondering if you had that experience, because we're all here to help each other, and I'd like to run some mics around the room. Have you had that experience of being right there on the edge of the void? And you step through into all that is, into the bliss of oneness. Did you laugh or cry when you got there? But I'm curious if you could share how you got through the fear. Who would like to share? Connie?
I was kind of in that place when I met my husband Mike. I had not been dating for 10 years. And all of a sudden this person showed up and I thought, oh, he's interesting. But do I feel safe enough? Do I feel strong enough? Do I feel confident enough? And the answer is no. But because he didn't live in Colorado, he lived in Las Vegas, I thought, well, maybe I can jump because I'm not making a total commitment. Only he never went back. And so my answer to that question is I have to go to my heart and trust. I have to just be willing to go where life took me. And sometimes it's a jump and sometimes it's an easy step.
Sounds to me kind of like you dipped your toe in, and Source just said, we're going. Anyone else want to share about that? I'll tell you what, we'll do a little process of getting into the void. The mind likes to keep very busy keeping us safe. It likes to have a job to do, and it thinks that's its job. But we can give it another job to do, to observe life, the miracle of it, unfolding moment to moment. There's so much happening here that it keeps the mind very busy. It can forget about the job of keeping you safe, and the next thing you know, it's slipped into the void. It's in the oneness. So this can be done with eyes open or eyes closed, and it's a little easier the first time with eyes closed. So I would invite you to close your eyes. And notice the rising and falling of your chest and belly with each breath. Notice the temperature of air as it enters your nostrils. And the temperature of air as it exits your nostrils. What's the furthest away sound you can hear? What's the closest? Maybe you can hear the sound of your own breath, or feel the beat of your own heart. With great curiosity, bring two fingertips together with such attention that you can feel the ridges of your fingerprint. And bringing all the tips of one hand together with the other. Begin sliding your fingertips towards your palm with great curiosity, feeling the ridges in your fingers, maybe exploring the lines in your palm, and take a deep breath in, and open your eyes when you're ready. We're all at choice in how we experience chaos as disorder and confusion, or infinite possibilities of flowing with ease and grace. And maybe for some of you, your practice of connection with Source is so solid that you experience chaos with a capital C as flowing possibilities and potential 50, 70, 90% of the time. Most of humanity doesn't experience it that way. For most of humanity, it's a challenging journey. And this is a space that we can really have compassion when we meet other people that are struggling like the rest of humanity. 80% of the time, we feel disconnected from life. We feel like life is happening to us. What's common in this experience of chaos is a big C, in both personally and in corporations, is there's a connection with something larger than yourself. There's a higher purpose, a higher vision for what we're up to. And we feel connected to the people around us. This is opening into Source in oneness. Even in business, even if that's not what you call it, that's what's happening. We're having an experience of connection with God. I have taken on a practice for the last several weeks of noticing chaos wherever I go. When I'm in the middle of it, or I'm just thinking about it, and beginning to recognize the choice I have every time it shows up. I went to New York last week to visit my parents, and there was plenty of opportunities to observe chaos. I needed a break, so I walked over to my old high school, to the old high school football field. I figured that would be relaxing. Tell me if this is okay? Yeah. All right, I hit myself in the face. I walked over to the football field, and we used to sit on the grass to watch the game, and it was just a football field. Now there are lines out there for soccer, field hockey. Oh my gosh, I don't know what else. Lacrosse, thanks. And they could be playing tennis and basketball out there for all I know. To my untrained mind, this was disorder and confusion. But to the trained athlete and well-coached team, this is a field of infinite possibilities and potential. They are well skilled in the practice on this field and in their game. In the game of life, we're on God's field of play. And I might need my green inquiry pants to go here. To the untrained mind, life unfolding moment to moment with all over the world and all the things that can seem like disorder and confusion. But to the mind well trained in connecting with Source, the reason why we practice new thought, life can unfold with infinite possibilities and potential with grace and ease. Seeing life through the eyes of God. And while I was in upstate New York, I met a friend, and we're at that age in our life where we get to practice our parenting skills with our parents. the biggest life change we probably get to face is end of life. The biggest opportunity in these bodies for great change is when we come to the end of our life. And for my dad, some days he doesn't feel like doing anything. He doesn't get around as well as he used to. For my friend, some days his mom doesn't know who she is or where she is. And some days are clear for her. But it's all very confusing. So confusing I need to go to my notes. There's something I don't want to miss about this. That's it. It feels like our parents are on the edge of the void, peering into the eternal, and it can be scary. But through the eyes of God, it's undifferentiated reality. Do you remember that in the definition of chaos? As above, so below, same. It's perfection in the eyes of God. Individual forms of oneness preparing to move from one form to another. And the more that I can see through the eyes of God, the more this great change of life can happen with ease and flow. I believe that here at Althea, we had to go with this first. Sorry, I have one more piece of research. I did a search for chaos on the web, and I would have expected to see 4 images of little c chaos, confusion and disorder, and 1 image of big C chaos. Is this okay, Jason? But the interesting thing is, Google functions a bit like the universe. You get it, don't you? It returns what you've been feeding it. The universe returns. Google, just like the universe, returns. And before I did a search on chaos, I've been researching chaos as infinite potential and possibilities. Ta-da! That's what it returns to me. These beautiful images. And that guy on the left was me these last 2 weeks trying to figure out what I'm going to say today. Now we can go to the next part. At Althea, I believe we're on this precipice of great change. I can feel it in the talk and ideas of what Althea used to be, what it could be, what it should be, what it can't be, and shouldn't be. And as we open up into all these possibilities, we're opening up into chaos with a capital C, capital K if you're talking Greek. Infinite possibilities and potential. But like I told you earlier, I discovered something about chaos that's not so great, even though it's beautiful, is that infinite possibilities and potential stay just that. They don't come into form until we decide how we want to co-create them. This is exciting, because here at Althea, we get to decide how we want to co-create our future together. Today, for the deep dive, we're going to open into chaos. How am I doing on time? I'm not doing too bad, am I doing okay? Oh, I got to tell you one more story then. The invitation here is to open into chaos wherever we go, with a big C, and reclaim a larger meaning of it for ourselves. I've got to go to the airport. I've got to pack my bags. I've got to get through traffic. I've got to check my bags. I've got to get through security, and I've got to catch my plane. I wonder what chaos might ensue. I've got a meeting with my boss, or with my spouse. I wonder what chaos might ensue. I've got a meeting with, I've got to go to the doctors about that pain in my knee, or was it the stomach, or the head? I can't remember which. door for infinite possibility and potential. I wonder what chaos might ensue today at the deep dive. I hope you'll all come. I don't know if one of the board members might try to facilitate this or it'll be complete chaos. I'm looking forward to it. I would love for you to have a beautiful, chaotic week with a capital C, opening into infinite possibilities of source, coming into form, moment to moment. Have a beautiful, beautiful week. See you at the deep dive.
Thank you, Kevin. I've changed my song. So this song is actually a sing-along at the end. Are you guys open to sing-along at the end? Yeah. Super simple, and you just sing Wonder, Wonder, Wonder at the end. And this was born when I was touring in Hawaii, and I was facilitating a camp for athletics for women, and I was doing the camp with two other women who were running it, and one had won the Ironman 3 times, and one had won the Tour de France, and in the women's division, and then there was me, which I was with everybody's slow, you know, come be with me, and then these wild dolphins came into the bay, Ho'okan Bay. And they asked me to go entertain the dolphins while they could get the campers ready to go down and swim with the dolphins. And I was like, well, that's a challenge. You know, I don't know how to entertain a dolphin. And but they directed me to take these gold leaves off the trees and drop them for the dolphins. So I went down, and there was nobody in the bay. I was the only one there. And there were 30 or more wild dolphins swimming around, and I started dropping the leaves. And they swam around in circles underneath me and picked up the leaves on their fins, and then swam above me and dropped them for me to catch. I did not entertain those dolphins, they entertained me. And after that was all done, the campers came down, our women campers came down, and they played with the dolphins, and I swam off, kind of blown away, and in a state of confusion and openness, and one dolphin followed me, and he was big, and he was swimming next to me, and he was just giving me the dolphin eye, like the whole time, and I was kind of like freaked out by it, and he then swam off, and I kind of crawled out on the beach, and I wrote this entire song on the beach, and I have always felt that it was a message from the dolphins to us, and I think they're good at this whole, why worry when you could wonder, was the message. So, you have dreams, what you love to do, but something holds you back from making them come true. Fear and worry about what might come your way, or you can open up your arms and smile and say, come what may, why worry when you can wonder, why worry when you can wonder. Open up your eyes. vibrant, living flow, and it's taken us places we could only dream to know. Come on, let's go. When you can wonder, why hold on? When you can wonder, oh, open up your eyes. Here we go. And wonder, yeah, oh, wonder. You sound beautiful, oh, wonder. We don't have to figure out how it's gonna be. Just lean in with a little curiosity. It's a choice we make between fear and being free. I just want to play in all the possibilities that wonder. Let me hear you now. Feel free to sing harmonies. I want to hear you. Let's sing the roof off. Sing it for our babies. For those holding the future. Like angels. Like frisky angels. Thank you for the inspiration, Kevin.
Thank you both for that. Inspiring. So the reading for today, there's a couple. The following parable from Mahatma Gandhi about reacting to a snake bite was later simplified by a British writer to the very quotable, "Be the change you want to see in the world." But here's the original. We but mirror the world. All the tendencies present in the outer world are to be found in the world of our body. If we could change ourselves, the tendencies in the world would also change. As we change our own nature, so does the attitude of the world change toward us. This is the divine mystery supreme. A wonderful thing it is, and the source of our happiness. We need not wait to see what others do. True, right? And from Brian Cady, when we stop opposing reality, action becomes simple, fluid, kind, and fearless. You are your only hope, because aspects of the outer world are not changing until you do. Their job is to keep coming at you as hard as they can with everything that angers, upsets, or repulses you, until you understand. The world is what you believe it to be, and it changes as you change. And from Ruby, yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I'm changing myself.
This is the moment where you practice giving, and I'll remind you, as my mother taught me, giving and receiving are two sides of the same coin. Giving and receiving are two sides of the same coin. So our ushers will come around with some baskets for you to share some of that energy that keeps the lights on. We call it money. You can also give, there is a QR code on your program that you can use as well to give online. There's a gift jar in the back. I believe it's working now. There are many ways to give. And I'll take a moment to just recognize the giving and the abundance and the wonder of our 100th centennial fundraiser happening right now. We're at over $60,000 raised, $66,962 raised. That's amazing. That's something to celebrate. We need to raise $33,000 more, only $33,000 more. More than super close, super easy. So once our ushers are up here, we'll affirm all together, affirm abundance for all of us. May these blessings return to us and the sanctuary multiplied. So we'll affirm all together. Affirm with me, please. The universe provides all that I need and all that I give. With great joy, I share my prosperity, planting seeds for a world I may manifest, and so it is. Amen. And so this is the time in our service where we also open up mics for prayers of the people. I would like to start, if you don't mind. I have a bag of crystals up here. I have a tradition with my first grade students that at the end of every year, we do like a countdown. I have 21 students this year, so the last 21 days, there's a student of the day, and they present on their accomplishments, and my gift to them is a little crystal at the end of the day, at the end of the year. And I've done my own work with it, and cleansing them, and blessing them in my own way, but this year is special because I have all of you that could help me bless these crystals and really infuse them with prayers and blessings. If you're open to that, if you're willing to do that, it's a little red baggie up here on the altar. So if you'll help me do that, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you'll just raise your hand if you have a prayer for us. We have prayer partners, write down names, and that can help us with affirming prayer.
I have a prayer that I would like people to, I have a prayer. We have a 93-year-old neighbor who has lymphoma. I just found this out, and I just would like everyone to pray for her treatment being successful. Her name is Carolyn. Thank you.
I actually have two. I asked that people pray for my friend Jason, who's struggling with some family things. And my mom has been working through shingles for the past 7 weeks, and she's still feeling a lot of pain for that. So, thank you. My mom's name is Connie. Thank you.
What's your name?
I'm Madeline.
I'd like a prayer for my friend Jackie, who probably is going into a nursing home. We've been friends for 40 years, and she's led me up many a mountain in Colorado.
So if you still have a prayer on your heart that you'd like to request, Nancy Ruff will be in the historic Castleberry's up here doing announcements, so I'm going to do announcements, and I'm going to channel Ginny right now. All right. As I mentioned, our fundraiser is doing really well. We're also, as you might already know, seeking out a spiritual director. Kevin Lockwood was one of our candidates, is one of our 3 candidates. They were still open to more candidates, but we have 3 really strong candidates at the moment. Make sure to fill out your feedback survey that you got when you came in. On May 20th, we will have the Festival of the Soul. If you can come volunteer or come to enjoy the festivities, mark it in your calendar. It will be pretty much all day, from like 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then a plug about yoga. So on Thursday evenings from 5:30 to 6:45, Linda has been leading integrative yoga. This is your last chance to join before summer break. And there are like 4 more classes in May. I will tell you, it is challenging and it's wonderful. Okay, it's great for you if you want to get connected to your own body, to get connected to the earth. That's the work that Linda is doing with us Thursday evenings. It's amazing, and it's done right here in the Historic Library. And then on Thursdays as well, we have Zoom calls from 11 a.m. to 12:30 with Ms. Kathy Humphreys. Yes, she's here. It's a great way to get connected to the community as well. And then Ms. Alice Brink, who did our opening prayer on Tuesday evening from 7 to 8:30 p.m. will also be in the Historic Library. She is doing a special class called From Conflict to Connection. It is a group experience. Learn a groundbreaking way to offer empathy and an elegant method for accessing higher level insight to move into a profound connection with yourself and others. We're going to say yes to empathy. Empathy is a learned skill coupled with heart brain insight, and the path to authentic and peaceful connection is clear in this class. It is a free introductory class, but if you can make a peace-loving offering, it will go towards our fundraiser as well. And then finally, we are still recruiting Board of Trustee members. If you're interested in that, reach out to Rick Stanton. He's back there. He's a lovely pianist and awesome operations person. And then last but not least, next weekend, next Sunday after service is Jane Kopp's memorial service. She was the wife of a spiritual director here for many years. She just recently passed away. So that'll be at 2 p.m. next May 7th. Okay. Next, yes.
Rick and I are going to be collecting the surveys here at the back.
Please make sure to also get the surveys printed. All right. We will do our closing prayer and community song next. Yes.
So last year, I did an introductory labyrinth workshop. I'm going to do that Thursday night at Unity on 17th. So come explore the labyrinth. Saturday is World Labyrinth Day, but we can, I don't know if anybody's, well, I know Sarma was here. I think Harvard was there. Anyway, there were about 6 Altheans there last year, but it will be at Unity on 17th Avenue, 7 o'clock Thursday night. Just come enjoy the centering, grounding experience of the labyrinth. So, sorry.
You do yoga with Linda and then turn over to the labyrinth. That would be an awesome evening. All right. Praiser and
Okay, let's take this opportunity to just close our eyes if it feels comfortable, and to just feel the gratitude that comes with connecting to that one source, that one power, that one infinite knowingness that we have all been experiencing as we have allowed the definition of chaos to create new ideas within us during this time. So in this place that we call Althea, before we go out into our week, let's allow that gratitude for our speakers, for all of the things that unfold here to make this a reality. And let's allow the potential for change to fill our lives in wondrous ways. Let's ponder the goodness that is available right here and right now. And so as we take that breath and say yes to life, we know that it is good and very good. And so we release, we let go, as we say, thank you, God. And so it is. Amen.
Good morning. Some of you have asked about this surgical sling on my hand again. I did have a third surgery on my wrist, but this was a really good surgery. It was to remove all of the hardware that they had put in there. So I healed adequately that they were able to do that. So this is a very good thing. So thank you for your concern. And please stand as you're able and join me in our community song, Here Comes the Sun.
It's all right.